What up, folks? It's your pal, Coach Vino, and this is the Glass Half Full podcast where we turn setbacks into comebacks. Let's go.
Yo, everybody goes through setbacks, but don't let these setbacks make you take a step back. Step back from the situation, put your brush down, envision the picture you're painting, because everybody goes through.
All right, welcome back to the podcast. I am Coach Vino, the people's bartender, your certified coach from the Boogie Down Bronx. So it's been a week since we last hung out, and I have been patiently awaiting the opportunity to speak to you guys, which is perfect because today we're going to talk about patience. Patience on the path to success. For a lot of folks that have had a major setback in life, or for those of you who are maybe just setting out on a new goal, having patience is crucial. But it can be really, really hard because you want to get back to, you either want to get back to the place that you were and beyond, or you just want to leave the situation you're in and figure out something better. And look, that's commendable, and it's important that you have this urge and this desire to be better than you were before, but it's incredibly crucial to have patience on the path to success. Patience is what's going to allow you to navigate through the various challenges and setbacks that you're going to face on this journey with a level of resilience and persistence. So today I want to talk about different ways that you can cultivate a level of patience that is needed on this journey. The first thing I always tell any of my clients or my friends or family, or I'm telling you guys, is to set realistic expectations. You have to recognize that success will take time, for most of us, and that setbacks and delays, they're just a natural part of this journey. So you got to set some realistic goals and some realistic timelines and understand that progress will be gradual. And something I need you guys to know is that, I'm not talking out my ass here, because I used to be one of the most impatient people on the planet. And I still have moments where I get impatient, but I have to be able to bring myself back. And a big way that I do that is through practicing mindfulness. See, when you cultivate mindfulness through things like meditation or deep breathing or yoga, techniques like these, they help you to stay present, stay calm, even in the face of things that feel uncertain or feel very frustrating because they're not what you want them to be. And I know you're probably saying to yourself, "Oh, Vino, look, man, I tried meditation. That shit don't work for me." Or yoga. I don't got time for yoga. I get it. But everybody has time for a little deep breathing. And so look at something like square breathing, things like that could really help you to take a moment when you're feeling stressed, a little anxious about what's going on, is to do a little breathing work. But if you could implement things like meditation or yoga or whatever you can do, any kind of mindfulness practice, trust me when I tell you, it will go a long way to cultivating patience on this journey of ours. And a real reason that being present and being calm is so important, because it allows you to do the third thing, and that's to focus on the process. See, when you shift your focus from the end game to the process of working towards the end game, you're able to better embrace each step of the journey and look at them as an opportunity for growth and for learning, rather than just fixating solely on the outcome. You don't know how far out the outcome ultimately is. You don't know how far the end game is. So what are you supposed to do in the meanwhile? Make that time of benefit to you. So when you focus on the process, you can learn, you can grow, you can do so many things. And then when you finally get to the end game, when you finally get to that goal, you're going to be so much better off than you were if you would just be impatient and lose your patience. You're probably going to make poor decisions along the way because you want so badly to get to this place that you may end up never even getting there because you give up, because things just don't feel like they're moving along. And this is where, number 4, developing resilience is so big. Because when you build resilience by reframing like all the different challenges that come along, these are opportunities for personal and professional development, depending on what it is you're looking to do. Instead of becoming discouraged by the setbacks, you view them as valuable learning experiences. And those experiences will ultimately contribute to your success. I mean, it's free money. Who doesn't like free money? Now, it's not physical money, but it's currency, man. This is currency. Experience and wisdom is absolutely currency. All right, so I didn't mean to number these different ways to cultivate patience. I'm just gonna go with it. All right. So number 5 is to practice self-compassion. You know, when you're on this journey, you're gonna have some wins, you're gonna have some losses. But you can't take the losses so hard. You can't take the setbacks so hard. You have to be kind to yourself during times of difficulty or when you're feeling really impatient. You have to acknowledge your feelings without judgment and treat yourself with the same compassion that you would offer to a friend or a family member that's going through something similar or that would be going through something similar. You have to learn to be kind to yourself. You want to hold yourself accountable, no doubt about it. But be kind to yourself and recognize that you're going to make mistakes along the path, or some things are not going to work out the way you had hoped. But there's a long journey ahead of you, and you can't exhaust yourself by scrutinizing everything you don't do right. Number 6 is actually something that I talked about in a previous podcast, and that's to celebrate the big victories and the small victories. And God, this is so important. Celebrate even the smallest victories along the way on this journey. You need to recognize your progress, no matter how incremental it might be, because that helps to maintain a level of positivity, motivation, and really it reinforces your commitment to your goals. It lets you know that what you're doing is working. Even if it's a small thing, at least you know that what you're doing is moving you forward. And we all need that as we go along this journey. Now, the 7th one is, this is a big one because this is a lot of what my podcast is about. It's a lot about what my coaching practice is about. And it's about learning from setbacks because we're all going to have them. And your setbacks might be the motivation for what's moving you forward, period. So, instead of allowing setbacks to derail you, you should use them as opportunities to learn and grow. You reflect on what went wrong. Identify the lessons that can be learned from those setbacks. And then you adjust your approach, right? Now you know this doesn't work. This is what I got to do moving forward. I am a firm believer that setbacks set the stage for a comeback. And the comeback is oh so sweet. Trust me, I know personally. Another thing that I think is really important as you move down this journey and you learn to try to be patient as you get towards that goal, as you move towards that goal, is to remember to always seek perspective. Perspective is so important because it's very fleeting. You lose it very quickly. So you have to always kind of bring yourself back, right? You gain perspective by considering the big picture. That big picture is why you're here. That big picture is why you're trying to make that comeback in life. That big picture is why you're trying to set out on a new goal, on a new journey. So you have to keep perspective and remember that there's a big picture. But not only that, remind yourself of the long-term goals and aspirations that are going to get you there. This will help you maintain a certain level of patience during those moments when you might feel a little bit frustrated or impatient because things haven't gone as far as you had hoped, that you haven't moved along as far as you might have hoped. The reality is, the big picture was always a long-term goal. So as long as you keep that in mind and you keep moving forward, doing the little things and celebrating the little things and the big things, then it will help you keep perspective that you have a big goal, but you're moving forward. And moving forward is all we need. Forward momentum is all we need. Another thing that I find to be really helpful when you're trying to cultivate patience is to practice gratitude. When you're able to practice gratitude by focusing on the positive aspects of your life, including your journey and the accomplishments that you've had along the way, it really goes a long way towards being patient. When you regularly express gratitude for the progress that you've made, and also for the opportunities that either you've been given or created, and the support that you've received along the way, whether it's from friends or family or whomever. These are things to be grateful for. And when you practice gratitude, you can look back on these things and say, you know what? Things are not going to necessarily always go my way, but I know that I've done this and I've got these people in my corner, and I feel really good about the prospects of what's to come. And the last thing, I think it's number 10, is find balance. I cannot stress to you enough how important it is, no matter what your goal is, no matter how far along you are on this journey of yours, you have to find balance. Find time to prioritize self-care and maintain a healthy balance between work, rest, and recreation. That means kicking ass at work, kicking ass on your goal, making sure you could be there for your family, making sure you can be there for your friends, and then also taking time for yourself. And this could show up in many ways. Maybe you just go on a little trip by yourself, take yourself out for dinner one night, go for a massage, or just stay home and rest. Watch some Netflix, But taking time to recharge and nurture your well-being, that's going to help prevent burnout. And then it's going to replenish your patience, right? All the patience reserves. You know what I'm saying? You really want to make sure you find balance, because that's going to help you go forward. You're not going to trip over yourself. All right, folks. Well, look, that was 10 ways for you to help cultivate patience. I hope you were patient during this podcast and you listened to it all the way through. Right, guys? But again, it's a big part of being on this journey, whether you're making a comeback or whether you're just setting out on a new journey, a new goal. Patience is absolutely a virtue. I hope you found this podcast helpful. If you or anyone that you know would like to work with Coach Vino, please visit my website, coachvinollc.com. Or if you just want to hang out with me on social media, you can find me pretty much anywhere at Coach Vino LLC, where I share my love not only for motivation, but also for libations. So until next time, remember, if nobody else tells you, Coach Vino appreciate you. Cheers.
These thoughts and express what I'm feeling in a hip-hop form, but I was born to succeed, so as long as I breathe, ain't nobody on this earth gonna crush my dreams. Yo, this might be the end of the verse, but this is just the start of a new